Good morning to all. So in the last class we discussed about the introduction to the hardware, the module 2nd of the informatics paper, and just an introduction to the hardware, the definition of the hardware, then the some important aspects of the hardware and softwares, and also the different parts of the hardware. So the different parts of a computer, we divide that topic into 7 major topics. So which includes the motherboard, then the power supply, then the display, then the removable media devices, secondary storage, sound card and speaker, and also other peripherals. So what we have that left in this topic is the other peripherals. So other peripherals means the kind of addition to the hardware devices which may include the external components of a computer system, and also we have other peripherals. We divided this topic into different categories, which includes the test input devices like a keyboard, then the pointing devices like a mouse, then the optical mouse, trackball, then the gaming devices like a joystick, gamepad, then game controller, and also the image video input devices like image scanner, webcam, then the audio input devices like microphone, then also the printers, scanner, modem. So all these topics comes under the topic, the major topic, which is the other peripherals. So this is the last topic of the different parts of the computer that we should focus on. So the first point in this other peripheral is the test input devices like keyboard. So keyboard is one of the major input devices of a computer, in which it is a device to input the text and characters by depressing the buttons referred to as a keys of the keyboard, similar to a typewriter, and also the most common English language key, which is the key layout, is the QWERTY layout. So the QWERTY layout is commonly used in the computers and in some other devices. So QWERTY means the first 5 letters of the keyboard in the computer keyboard, in which QWERTY, and it follows with the UIO, etc. So this means that there is an order of these icons or the keys in the keyboard which is commonly accepted, and this layout is known by the name QWERTY keyboard. So this layout is the one of the most commonly used keyboard layout of the computer. So that's regarding the first point of the keyboard, the first peripheral of the this input devices. Then we have the another important topic, which is the pointing devices. So the pointing devices includes the mouse, which is the one of the most commonly used device for a computer, or the most importantly used peripheral for a computer. Then the optical mouse, it is just a variation of this mouse. Then the trackball. So trackball is a kind of pointing devices. It is used for the engineering purpose, to draw the diagrams and like that. So trackball and optical mouse and the commonly used mouse. So these are the 3 major pointing devices that we should focus on. So a mouse is a pointing device that detects 2-dimensional motion relative to its supporting surface. So this means that a mouse can be used for the 2-dimensional kind of motion relative to its supporting surface, and it is the most commonly used pointing device. And also we have the another variant of this mouse, which is the optical mouse. So the optical mouse means which is a newer technology which uses the light to track the surface under the mouse to determine the motion to be translated into cursor movements of the screen. So most of the mouse that we use in our day-to-day life are this kind of optical mouse, in which there will be a kind of light, a red light in the surface of the mouse, in the bottom of this mouse, in which it helps to point out the cursor settings in a computer or in any other devices. So with the help of this technology, which uses the light to track the surface under the mouse, it helps to determine the motion to be translated, and it helps to translate this kind of change into the cursor movements on the screen. So that's regarding the optical mouse. So we just discussed about the mouse and the optical mouse. Both are almost the same as the functions. It provides the same kind of functions in order to perform the same task, but there is a kind of technology difference in the technology that used in the mouse. So optical mouse is one of the most commonly used type of mouse, and also this kind of mouse are also available as the wireless and also wired mouse. So the wireless mouse means it runs without a kind of without the kind of the wired connections, and it uses the kind of wireless technology, mostly the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth technology, in order to connect with the computer, and we can use the mouse without the kind of any wires or any connectors with the help of this wireless mouse. So it is one of the most advanced form of the mouse, which is the wireless mouse. So these are the most commonly used kind of mouse, and also we have another kind of category which includes the gaming kind of mouse and keyboards. So it is a wide area of category. So commonly we have the mouse and the optical mouse, and the optical mouse we can classify into wired and wireless, and also the older forms of this kind of mouse was the different uses the different kind of connectors, and now we have the universal serial bus, which is a USB type of connectors for the mouse, and it is very easy to use for any kind of computers in a very good manner. So that's regarding the pointing devices, and we have one more one more topic under the pointing devices, which is the trackball. So the trackball means a pointing device. It is also a pointing device consisting of an exposed protruding ball which is housed in a socket that detects the rotation about two axes. So it runs on the basis of the two axis technology. It is very useful to draw the pictures, especially for the engineering purposes, and also some other graphical kind of works. So this means that the trackball is one of the kind of pointing device which helps to draw or to detect the rotation about two axes, basically the X and Y. So these are the basic axes that uses in a computer. So that's regarding the three kind of pointing devices. So first one was a commonly used mouse, which is a pointing device that detects two-dimensional kind of motion. Then the optical mouse, which is a advanced form of the mouse, the earlier type of this mouse. So this uses the technology of the light to track the surface. And also the last one was regarding the trackball. So the trackball is used exclusively to detect two axis kind of drawings and such other graphical works. So it is exclusively for this kind of engineering and graphical works. So that's regarding the pointing devices. Now we have the gaming devices. So first one was regarding the test input, which is the like the keyboard devices. Second one was regarding the pointing devices. Third one is the gaming devices. So what are the most commonly used kind of these kind of peripherals which comes under the gaming variants or gaming devices? So they are the joystick, then the gamepad, and also the game controller. So the joystick is one of the most commonly used for the gaming purpose, and it is a general control device that consists of a handheld stick that gives a kind of around one end, and to detect the angles in 2 or 3 dimensions. So it is exclusively to control the game in very different perspective, in which there should be a kind of stick in order to hold, and also the kind of buttons in order to change the game modes and the controls, and also like the other kind of this keyboard and mouse functions we can also control with the joystick for the gaming purpose. So that's regarding the joystick. It is a general control device which consists of a handheld stick and also to detect the angles in 2 or 3 dimensions. So we can get the 2 or 3 kind of dimensions with the help of this joystick. So it can control with the help of this joystick. So that's regarding the joystick. Then we have another important aspect of the device which comes under the gaming, which is the gamepad. So the gamepad is a general handheld game controller that relies on the digits, especially thumbs, to provide input. So the gamepad is exclusively for the gaming, and it is a gaming controller, but the difference between the joystick and the gamepad is that we can control it with our especially with our thumbs to provide the input. So that's the basic difference between the joystick and the gamepad. Then we have one more device which comes under the gaming department, which is the game controller. So the game controller means a specific type of controller which is specialized for the certain gaming purposes. So with the help of this gaming controller, we can we can change the dimensions or the different kind of changes to the gaming, and also we can control the screen and also the input and also the kind of control with the help of this gaming controller. And also we can adjust the graphics and also video output and the audio output, etc., with the help of this gaming controller. So that's regarding the basics of the three major topics which comes under the gaming devices. So the first one was a commonly used keyboard. Then we discussed about the pointing devices, which includes the mouse, then the optical mouse, trackball, etc. Then the gaming devices, which includes the joystick, then the gamepad, and also the game controller. Now we have another important aspect, which is the image video input device. So we can input our image video into the computer with the help of these following devices, which includes the image scanner, then the webcam, and also some other aspects like the audio input devices and some other things. So in this category, the image video input devices, we have two topics, which is the image scanner and the webcam. So the image scanner means a device that provides input by analyzing the images and printed text, handwriting, or an object. So this means that we can scan our image with the help of a scanner. It is another device. With the help of the scanner, we can scan our images or the text to the computer, and we can whether it is necessary, we can take the printout out of that, and also we can save the digital copy of that text and any other images with the help of this image scanner. So that's regarding the image scanner. I repeat, it is a device that provides the input by analyzing the images, printed text, handwriting, or an object. So that's regarding the image scanner. Now we have the webcam. So webcam means it is a low resolution video camera used to provide the visual input that can be easily transferred over the internet. So some of the kind of this web camera we can it is integrated in the kind of this laptops, in which we can use this web camera or this kind of camera in the laptop or the other computers to for the kind of this video conferencing, video calls, and also for the kind of this visual input with the help of this web camera through internet. So that's regarding the web camera. So the webcam and the image scanner are these are the two important two important devices which comes under the image and video input devices. Now we have the audio input devices. It is also another segment of this kind of input devices. They are the most important aspect of this audio input device that we commonly use in a computer is the microphone. So the microphone means it is an acoustic sensor that provides input by converting sound into electrical signals. So commonly used this kind of microphones, we can convert this kind of sound acoustic sensor. It uses the acoustic sensor, and it provides the input by converting the sound of whoever talks with the help of this microphone. It will convert this sound into the electrical signals. So with the help of this conversion, we can get the audio in a very digital manner. Whether if it is a video, we get the visual and also the audio kind of this aspect in a single platform. That's regarding the audio input devices, which is the microphone. Then we have another segment in this category, another which comes under the topic, which is the other peripherals. So this means the printers, then the scanner, the later part, the earlier part we discussed about the image scanner. Now we have the printers, scanner, and also the modem. So the printers means we can commonly divide these kind of printers into two major categories. They are laser printer and also the color inkjet printer. So the color inkjet printer is the one of the earliest forms of these printers, and now we use most commonly the laser printers, which uses the new technology of this kind of laser technology, and it provides a very good amount of colors, input and output kind of this colors with the help of these laser printers. So that these are the two major divisions of the printers. First one is the laser printer, which is commonly used kind of printer, and it prints very crisp text, but cheaper models can only print in black and white, and good for places like offices where high printing speed is needed. So the laser printer uses whether black and white or the color kind of this technology in order to print or to scan the data or the text in a very good manner. Then we have the color inkjet printer. So it is a commonly used printer in the earlier days. So it helps to print the photos and other images in color using the 4 colors ink, which includes the cyan, magenta, yellow and black. So with the help of these 4 these colors, the color inkjet printers gives a decent amount of result with the as output of this kind of color inkjet printer. So maybe this test that they print with the help of this color inkjet printer may be often not as crisp as a laser printer. So the quality that provides with the help of this both the laser printer and also the color inkjet printer, we can see that the laser printer is one of the most commonly and advanced form of printer, which provides this kind of good amount of colors as output, and also it gives a kind of a standard kind of output in a very good manner. So that's regarding the printers. Then we have the scanner. So the scanner means it is a device for digitizing paper documents into images that may be manipulated by the computer. And the two types of scanners are, first one is the handheld scanners, and the other one is the flatbed scanners. So these two scanners are most commonly used in the computing technology, in which it helps to scan in a different perspectives. So the use of the scanner is that it is a device for digitizing the paper documents into images that may be manipulated by a computer. So that's regarding just a definition to the scanner. And handheld scanners means it refers to the manually drags and a small scanning head over the document, and also this kind of handheld scanners is one of the most commonly used in the earlier stages. And now we have the flatbed scanners, which is one of the advanced form of these scanners, in which these kind of flatbed scanners are designed to accommodate a wall sheet of paper, which is then examined by a motorized scanning head. So this is one of the most advanced form of scanners. And if the original document contained text optical character recognition, which is the OCR, software may be used to reconstruct the text of the document from the scanned images. So with the help of the scanned images, we can recreate the text, we can edit the text with the help of this optical optical character recognition, with the help of the OCR recognition. So that's regarding the scanners. So the scanners are divided into two types. First one is handheld scanners, and second one is flatbed scanners. And also with the help of the scanned images, we can recreate or we can edit the text in this kind of scanned images with the help of this OCR technology, which is the optical character recognition technology. So that's regarding the scanner. Now we have the modem. So the modem means it is very related to the internet connectivity. So with the help of this modem, it is we can call it as the modem as a modulator and a demodulator. So it is a combination of this modulator and the demodulator. And a modem allows a computer to communicate over an analog medium, most commonly a telephone line or any other kind of cables, and this modem encodes the digital signals from the computer as analog signals suitable for transmission, which is basically known as by the name the modulation, and it decodes the digital data from a modulated analog signal, which is the demodulation, using the modems to two computers and may communicate over a telephone line with the data passed between them being represented as sound. So this means that the modem is the technically we can call it as a kind of a device which helps to modulate and also to demodulate the internet connectivity, and it allows the computer to communicate over an analog medium. So the medium that uses in a modem, which is the analog medium, which is basically done by through the cables or the telephone lines. So there is a kind of change in the category of this modem, in which first part is the modulation, in which it converts the analog to the digital. Then the second part is it decodes the digital data to the modulated analog signal. So there is a kind of change in this modem, in the working principle of this modem. So the modem is one of the most commonly used device to connect the internet for a computer, and now we have the wireless type of connectivity, and it is also a kind of commonly used kind of networking device in order to access the network. But the modem is one of the stable kind of the network access kind of device, in which we can get a steady kind of network, because it uses the wired kind of technology, whereas the wireless technology may vary according to the range. So it is a kind of a change in the modem and also the kind of the new kind of the wireless technologies. So that's regarding the modem. And also the modems are usually involved with the dial-up internet services, and also as broadband catches on, they are falling into disuse. And also, however, the devices used to connect to broadband connections are also called the modems, specifically the DSL modems or cable modems. So modems can be categorized into different categories. They are DSL kind of modems, which is used for the telephone line kind of connectivity. Then the cable modems, which is commonly used in our day-to-day life. And also the addition to this kind of modem is the fiber optical modem, in which the optical fiber cable is used as the medium to transmit these kind of signals, and it helps to modulate and demodulate with the help of this optical kind of this modem. So that's regarding the modems. So we just discussed the other peripheral section, which is the last section of this different parts of a computer. So the topics that we discussed today, which includes the keyboard, then the pointing device, which includes the mouse, then the optical mouse, and also the trackball, then the gaming devices, which includes the joystick, then the gamepad and the game controller, then the image video input devices like the image scanner and also the webcam, then we have the audio input devices, which is the microphone, then the printers, which is divided into laser printer and color printer, then the scanners, we divide the scanner into the handheld scanners and flatbed scanners, and lastly we discussed about the modem, which is one of the most important device to access the internet for the computer. So that's regarding the these other peripherals. And also regarding the modems, nowadays the modems provides the kind of wireless technology with the help of this modem. So we can access the internet to the computer, and also we can access to the internet with the help of this wireless technology and the Wi-Fi technology. So we can access the internet to the phones and also for the laptops and computers with the help of this wireless modem that is provided by the latest models of this kind of modems. So that's regarding the topic, which is the other peripherals. So we just completed the topic, which is the different parts of a computer. The first one was the motherboard, then the power supply, then the display, then the removable media devices, then secondary storage, and also then the sound card and speaker. And today we discussed about the seventh point, the last point topic, which is the other peripherals, which includes all these kind of input output devices, the keyboard, mouse, then the joystick, image scanner, printer, modems, like that. So all these kind of devices comes under the topic the other peripherals, which is the kind of add-ons to the computer hardware, computer devices. So that's regarding this topic. Now we have the other topic, which is the second topic of this second module, which is a simple model of a computer, or the basic organization of a computer system. So that's regarding the first part of this introduction to the computer, the introduction to the hardware. Now we moving to the topic, a simple model of a computer. Okay, now we have the second topic of this module, which is the simple model of computer. So the simple model of computer means a diagram of this computer. So it is given in the page number 63 of the textbook. So it means that the computer can be divided into different categories. Its process and also its parts can be divided into different categories. So with the help of this diagram, which is regarded as a basic organization of a computer system, we can get a clear idea regarding how a computer performs, especially the input, then the store, processing, and also output, and also the control. These are the 5 topics that we should focus on. So with the help of this diagram, we get a clear idea regarding that the simple model regarding the process of this computer. So the first part of this diagram is the programmed and data. So it is regarded as the input unit. So input unit is helps to give or to add the details to the computer. So this input, with the help of this input unit, the computer starts the working or the processing the data. So the input unit helps to store the data into computer, and it is the storage of the computer is divided into 2 categories. They are the secondary storage and also the primary storage. So the secondary storage means the hard disk and that kind of storage devices, and the primary storage means the RAM, ROM, and like that. So these 2 type of storage devices. So the input data is stored in these storage devices. For example, if we if we create a PowerPoint presentation in the computer, so we use the keyboard and also the mouse to prepare the PPT. So this PPT is saved in the computer. So that's regarding the first step of this computer processing. Then at the same time, this input unit they gives the controls to the control unit and also the arithmetic logic unit, which is the ALU. So there is 2 kind of process taking place with the help of this input unit, in which first one is the storing to the storage unit, second one is the central processing unit, in which it helps to process these kind of actions, all these kind of instructions into the output form, into get a good result on the screen. So the output means the result that we get on the screen of the computer. So from the storage and also from the after the processing of through the central processing unit, we get the output of the data that we entered. So if we, for example, that we discussed earlier, which is the PowerPoint presentation. So we give all the data to the computer, and after processing all this process, after we get the kind of the output in the display as the PowerPoint presentation or the slideshow, like that. So it is the output result of our work. So we get the input, we give the input, and we get the output with the help of these computer devices. So between the input and output, we have some kind of functions. They are the storing kind of this function, then the processing kind of this function, and also with the before the output we have also the controlling type of this function. So these 5 topics, which includes input, then the store, then the processing, then the output, and the control. So in this basic diagram, we get a clear idea regarding this all these aspects. So the input means first process of this computer, which is the input. So input means the process of entering data and instructions into the computer system. So this is the first process of the computer. So input, that's regarding the input kind of this process. Then second step is the storing the storage devices. So it helps to saving the data and the instructions to make them readily available for the initial or the additional processing whenever required. So the term itself signifies that the data that we entered into the system is stored in the computer, maybe in the secondary storage devices like the hard disk, or in the removable devices, or that kind of any other devices. So that's regarding the storing these kind of data. Then the third step is very important step, which is the processing step. So the processing step is done through the kind of control unit. The control means the control unit and also the arithmetic logic unit, in which the central processing unit. So this topic we will focus on the detailed manner in the later part of this chapter. So basically the control processing unit, which is the CPU, it performs two kind of activities. First one is the control unit, second one is the arithmetic and logic unit. So in the processing step, the third step of this kind of the process, so in this step, performing the arithmetic operation, which is the add, subtract, multiply and also divide. So all these functions comes under the topic arithmetic logic unit, which is the ALU. So it is the performing the arithmetic kind of operations or the logical operations. So this is regarding the first kind of this processing, and also on data to convert them into the useful information. So the arithmetic logic unit helps to convert all these kind of logical operations or the arithmetic and all these kind of operations into a useful information. So it is the duty of the arithmetic logic unit. Then we have the output device, fourth step. So the output means the process of proceeding the useful information or producing the useful information or results for the user, such as a printed report or visual display. So it is the last step of the this process. Before that we have one more step, which is the controlling type. So the control means directing the manner and the sequence in which all of the above operations are performed. So it is basically it just controls all these kind of activities with the help of this control unit, which comes under the central processing unit. So I repeat, in central processing unit we have two operations. First one is the arithmetic and logic operations, which comes under the processing type of data. Second one is the control unit, in which it controls all these kind of process in a very good manner, in a very systematic manner. And finally we get the output, so that we discussed earlier, in which the process of producing the useful information or results for the user, such as a printed report or a visual display. So in the display, for example, that we lastly we discussed about the PowerPoint the presentation. So after processing all these kind of data, we get the result in the screen as the PowerPoint presentation, as a slideshow. So that's just an example for this function. So this is the basic organization of the computer system, in which we give the input, and we after the processing through the control central processing unit, and also by storing the data in the computer, after all these functions we get the output in the screen. So all these functions performs in a very quick manner, so that we get all these results in a very systematic manner on the screen while we give all the data. So entering the data and displaying the data is a two kind of activities, in which one is the inputting the input kind of action, in which we entering the data, and the output that we get on the screen of the, if suppose it is a for example it is a whether it is a mobile device or it is a laptop, both the device we get the display as the output kind of these actions. So that's regarding the basic organization of a computer system, or the function of a computing system, in which input, then the store, then processing, then output, and also the control. So these are the basic of this function of a model of a computer. So it is very important aspect of the this chapter, in which it gives a clear idea regarding the function of a computer, how a computer performs a data or a action in a very good manner. So that's regarding the basic topics that we should focus on. So today we just discussed about the other peripherals, which comes under the topic the different kind of this the hardware category. So in the last class we discussed about the motherboard, then the power supply, display, removable media devices, then the secondary storage, then the sound card, etc. So in this class we discussed about the other peripherals, which includes the keyboard, mouse, then the gaming devices, the scanners, then the microphone, printers, and also the modems. So modem is a very important topic, and also all other topics are very important that we should focus on. So that's the first part that we discussed in this class, and later we discussed about the symbol model of a computer, in which it gives a clear idea regarding the function of a computer in a very systematic manner. So with the help of this diagram that we should focus on, so with the help of this diagram we get a clear idea regarding the function of a computer. So that's for today's class. We discuss in the next class regarding the input unit, then the output unit, memory, and also the different kind of storage devices, primary storage, then the secondary storage, and also the central processing unit. So these are the topics that we should focus on in the next class. So that's for today. Thank you. Happy learning.